Hi guys, welcome back to the BMW Guide channel. Today we're doing something slightly different. As you can see, I've got the video running in my car. We're in the 120d E87, and today we're going to be discussing what my favourite current BMW model is. So let's get straight into it. So to be honest, I am a big fan of the BMW 3 Series, although I drive a 1 Series now. My favourite sort of model shape, if you know what I mean, is the 3 Series Touring, normally like the F80 generation, that sort of thing. And that's because I've had a bit of experience driving them. I know they're lovely cars, and the one I'd go for in particular would be the 330d X-Drive model, because that's just awesome, really. It's a twin turbo diesel 3 litre flat straight six even. It's knocking out, I think it's 260 brake horsepower, which again is just nice, but it's all about the torque. And torque wise they are pretty phenomenal. 0 to 60s in 5.4 seconds. Obviously they're all-wheel drive, being X-Drive, and you can't really beat a fast estate car. It's one of my sort of favourite formats of vehicle, and that's sort of testament because they're hugely popular among BMW sales. As you can see, that's that sort of generation BMW there. I'd probably have an M Sport spec just because I like them. I like the bigger wheels, the more aggressive styling, that sort of thing. And the reason I enjoy those cars is because that's what the police use. I've driven a few of them, and they are tremendous vehicles for the price point. Police ones will do 160 to 180,000 miles as motorway cars, travelling over 150 miles an hour on several occasions, and they take it all in their stride. They're really comfy throughout, and which makes them sort of an ideal car for the sort of journeys I like to do, which are sort of long road trippy type journeys. Sort of my favourite things to do. You can get loads of stuff in the back of them, and also the fact they're 4-wheel drive means that you can sort of drive them in all weather, get the power down and sort of power on. If you answer another question, how long have I had the BMW? It's about, well, just coming over a year now, and let's just pull away from this roundabout. Never gets old. Yeah, that's really, but as you can tell, it's got quite noisy, but she still pulls well. She's a 2007 120d, so it's relatively quick. So yeah, I've had it for just over a year now. Do I enjoy it? Yes, it is probably. I'll tell you what car I had before this. Actually, it was a Mazda MX-5 Roadster, the 2 litre sport model with the factory racing suspension, etc. And that car had that for 2 years, and yeah, really enjoyed that as well, having the roof down and that sort of thing. It was high revving petrol. Going from that to this diesel was a bit of an odd feeling, but this is just as fast, if not faster, than that car was, and much more comfortable, much more practical, etc, etc. So yeah, that's what I had before this car, and that's why I sort of chose this car, is because I wanted something a bit more effortless to drive. My parents have always had BMWs, so I've sort of grown up around them. At work we have them, but they're sort of the top vehicles at work, specialist operatives have. So they've always sort of been sort of a halo car for me, BMWs, because we've got the fuel light on 60 miles. But yes, that's why I sort of bought this car. Next question. What car do I think I'll get next? I think probably a 330d. Just like I said as before, it is the best, to be honest, the best BMW I can think of at the moment. Yeah, 330d X-Drive Touring would be my next choice. What is my favourite BMW ever made? I'm a fan of the sort of slightly older cars, the E30 M3 Evolution, that sort of thing. I think my favourite BMW in history is probably the E46 M3 or the E60 M5 with the 5 litre V10, which is just an absolute animal of a car. And yes, that would probably be my favourite BMW I'd ever want to own. Worst BMW ever to own, I mean, one BMW that I love that I would never own would be that E60 M5, just because of the running costs. They're really cheap, but there's a reason for that. It's the rod bearings failing, which then means that you have to have a new V10 engine, which, as you can imagine, is not going to be cheap. I've seen some people on YouTube have spent upwards of 15 grand on a new engine, which again is just silly money, really. It's not something I'd be willing to spend that much on. So yeah, why do I like diesels? It is the low down torque. It's the, what else is it? It's the low running costs, because they're much better MPG than the equivalent power petrol. It's the reliability as well. There's just something about the way diesels drive that make them more appealing to me, that it just sort of suits my driving style better. So yeah, that will probably be, that's why I like diesels, to be honest. Before this I had 2 petrol cars. This is my first diesel, and I don't think I know the way things are going with how the UK government are taxing diesels, etc. It's all a bit funny at the moment, but I can't see myself being pushed away from a diesel anytime soon, no matter how heavily they tax them. Let's see if we can get past this tractor here. We'll do one last question. How much do I spend on my car? Well, how much am I willing to spend on my car is more the question. It depends from car to car, really. The last few cars I've had, well, my first car was the Volkswagen Polo 1.4 CL 1998. I didn't spend that much on that car. I got it for free off my nan anyway, and then the most I spent on it was probably, I didn't even service it actually, had it for a year. I put a new sound system in, so I could drive around with the mates like an idiot. What else did I do? That's pretty much it in terms of money spent. There's that 6-gear shove. Then the MX-5, I had a few jobs done on it, but nothing major like that. Those sort of tyres, general maintenance, that sort of thing in the 2 years. And this car is probably the car I spent the most money on. It's a nice Supra here. I've probably spent, in total with buying it and maintenance, etc. I've probably spent nearly £9,000 on this car, which to me is an absolute bargain and well worth the money. I'm not sure there's anything I could buy that would give me this much satisfaction. Probably, actually there is. I could buy a 330d from 2007 for similar money and probably maintain it for similar money. But for insurance purposes and all that sort of thing, given my age, I'm only 21, so it's not really a viable option, or wasn't at the time at least when I bought this. I was 20. My first year of insurance cost me 980 quid, which was obscene to be honest, but this year it's gone down to £570, which is much more acceptable, I think. So yeah guys, that's sort of the end of the Q&A. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you've got any more questions, just stick them down below. All these questions have been submitted on my email, so if you want to submit it via that, it's the BMW Guy Official at gmail.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.